G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the Journeyman series part 4, which we'll dive straight into right after the intro. Welcome back guys, and thank you very much for tuning in to episode 4 of the Journeyman series, where, as you could probably see, I've changed clubs, as was the stipulation for this Journeyman series. If we look at the job history, hello, right, there we go. With the job history, 3 seasons spent at Dynamo Zagreb, which was very successful, all in all. Trophies, nice and easily won, but at the end of those 3 years, I had to resign, as was the stipulation. Took me a little while to find the jobs that I wanted to go for, now that Croatia is done, and I thought I'd try my luck at bringing not the usual French team like PSG, boring, or bringing them glory. I wanted to try it with somebody a little bit more obscure, and I got offered the job at Saint Etienne, which worked out really well, because I didn't realise Saint Etienne was actually pretty rich. So I've had a lot of money to spend. I've brought in some really good players. I've strengthened out the squad in my first season, and let's dive straight into it. So yeah, financially wise, great overall balance. I had an original budget of 60 million, which I think I brought that up a little bit. There is no debt besides a little bit of transfer debt. So yeah, I didn't realise this club was actually owned by some Arab investors, just like PSG are. So yeah, it's worked out pretty well. So yeah, financially wise, looking pretty good. Transfer wise, I went all in. I went big. 4th season there, I sold a lot of players, but it raised me 64 million quid to add on to the transfer budget. So the likes of Draxler going out, Brereton Diaz going out, Badawi is another one who's gone, Simon Olsen, all these players who didn't really perform that well, and I'll show you in the previous league seasons in a second, as to where they have been finishing and what the club vision is for the next couple of years. But the money I spent, I think I spent pretty well. Now, admittedly, every manager does it. Every manager does do it. They bring players from a previous club with them, which is what I did with a couple of mine. I brought in Simic after a couple of good seasons with me, and also Rukavina. Couldn't resist it. These 2 guys have done me proud at Dynamo, and I wanted to see if they could do it at Saint Etienne. So I guess we'll find out. But then also bringing in the likes of Castello Lucaba, only for 15 million from Almeria. I was like, absolute bargain. Moriba from Leipzig, only 15 million. Ayub Aiden from Bayer Leverkusen for 12 million. Bullet from Schalke. This guy, Ben Carroll's a regen. 18 years old, potential ability. 18 years old, and he's got stats like that already. As a left back, he's going to be brilliant. I can see that already. Marquinhos from Arsenal, only 9.25 million. Vitali Becker at left back, 6 million. Enzo Milot, 2 million from Stuttgart. Not the centre back Kaiki, another Kaiki, an inverted winger. Free transfer, left Man City, done the run around a little bit. Let's see what he can bring, see if it works out. At the end of the day, got him in for a free. If it doesn't work out for the season, I can always sell him next season. See how it goes. Also got in Podlek as a backup goalkeeper, and another regen, Gonzalo Catatau. Again, as a striker, regen striker, really good. One thing I have noticed though on the regens, I don't know why they do this, is that the vast majority of the regens always have really poor teamwork, vision, and work rate. I don't know why that is. If somebody can let us know in the comments below, that'd be really good. But yeah, that's our transfer business. 108 million spent, so we've spent quite a lot of money to bring a bit of success into the club. Because, let's see, the club's vision: qualify for the Europa League, reach the latter stages of the French Cup. And I'll show you for why. Because if you look at the league table for the last few seasons, obviously whilst I've been at Zagreb, they were in the second division, but got promoted. Then the second season they finished 11th. Third season they finished 13th. Ended up sacking the manager, and that's where I've taken over. So let's see how it works out, because at the moment the squad's looking alright. It's looking strong. We've got cover in pretty much every single position that I wanted. Again, no European football. If we look at the schedule, it's all just league and cup games. And it started off really well. First league game of the season, at home, 4-0 win. Boom. Thought, yeah, great. Then went away to Monaco and lost 1-0. Then back at home, a 1-1 draw against Lorient. And then we go away and beat Lille 1-0. So I guess it's all a little bit patchy and up and down. Tactics, I've changed it around a little bit to what I had at Zagreb, where I've gone 3 central midfielders, but 2 defensive ones and 1 central midfielder attacking. See how that one works out. Again, gegenpress style, but slightly adjusted. So yeah, just have to see how this one works out. But I'll run the simulation, see how this first season works out, and I'll catch you guys after the break. And welcome back, guys, and this is the result. Here we have a 6th place finish, and I believe Europa League qualification. Very happy with that indeed. Only 5 points off Monaco in the Champions League spot for the first season. There is not too shabby at all. As I say, if you look at when we looked at previously, looked at the club's vision, didn't reach the latter stages of the French Cup, which we'll have a look at in a second, but did qualify for the Europa League, so they're quite happy, which is all very, very good. If you have a look at the schedule over the time, got beat by bloody Rennes in the 11th round. How many rounds are there? Quarterfinal. I suppose it would have classed as reaching the latter stages if we got to the quarterfinal, but losing 2-4 to Rennes at home again really irks me when I lose matches at home. Don't like doing it. Even drawing at home, it annoys me. Besides when you're playing up against Mbappe's PSG, but besides that, overall some really good results this season. Bit of a rough patch there, where Lens, PSG, Rennes, Lyon, and Ajaccio. 2 draws, 3 losses. That was a bad patch in the season. Probably still trying to find our feet, but overall, not too many complaints. Let's have a look at how the squad got on. Let's get rid of all that, and come on. Clear selection. So we'll have a look at the average rating. Oh, Rocco Simic. He's only gone and done it in another league. 20 league goals in 29 games. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's a good signing. Worth 27 million now and bought him in for 10. It's not bad. Next one, Duvan Zapata, who was a leftover, but I believe Happiness. Oh yeah, there you go, short-term plan. He's retiring at the end of this season, so got 1 season out of him. Still scored a few goals though, which is good. Aiden, wow, 13 assists. Oof. Marquinhos, 11 assists, 11 goals. Ariba, 12 goals, 7 assists. Rukavina, 8 goals, 12 assists. Some really good performances there. But what I am realising is defensively is where we're probably going to need a little bit of strengthening to see where we can go next on it, because we've got the goals, we've got the assists in us. That's not a problem. It's winning the games and holding on to them. So having a slightly better defence will help. Obviously having a look at the league table again. Goal difference wasn't too bad. But if we look at the losses, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. A couple of there you can just write off, but there's a lot there that we just dropped silly points. And we can't do that. Even just a few of those turned around, that would have had us in the Champions League spot. So I think that's where the investment's going to have to be, a little bit more in the defensive side of things. Let's have a look at player overview. Most goals, Mbappe, and then Simic finishing second. Good man. Let's have a look at assists. Mbappe again, but then Simic, Rukavina, and Aiden. Really good performances this season. I'm very happy with that. Speaking of which, transfer budget hasn't come through yet, so we will see what we get given for our Europa League season. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll show you what we do in the next episode. This will be episode 5, second season of Saint Etienne. As I say, thank you very much for watching the episode, guys. Please like and subscribe and share if you can, please. I'd be very, very grateful to help progress this channel even further. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you very much, and goodbye.